guys. It's been 3 years since my first AEMP, so this is a pretty cool moment. You guys took me in, even though I can't grow a beard, and I still can't grow a beard, but I'm on stage 3 years later, so pretty cool. Alright, so very excited to get a chance to actually tell you why we built Gearflow in the first place, what the heck we do, and then a little bit about where we're going, which those in the focus group got to themselves. So I'll share those spoilers for them. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Ben Preston, the co-founder of Gearflow, and we're going to get going. So, for those that know us, our world is parts, right? Because quite frankly, someone had to do it. We found parts to really be at the center of all these critical problems: downtime, lost labor, lost wrench time. So it's a mission critical process for any fleet team, but there's really no technology that's designed to solve all of these death by 1,000 cut problems that stem from it, right? So the only way that we solve this today is by throwing more people at it and more process, which still leads to this death by 1,000 cuts. And if we zoom out beyond that, we actually need to invest in technology today because of the pressing changes that are about to come. Because we go across the country and we visit with fleet teams everywhere, and for every fleet team that we talk to, this labor gap is felt most by maintenance teams. So for every 3 people that are retiring, 1 person is entering. And I promise you that everyone in this room, raise your hand if you have 1 person that you are terrified to lose because they have 30 years of parts and service knowledge in their head that might walk out the door any minute, and you guys are like, holy crap, what are we going to do when this person leaves, right? So instead of just manufacturing people in the lab, the only option we have is to create technology to augment the people we have, which means we need the software version of the electric bike. So for those of you who have been on it, maybe don't jump on one in Nashville because probably get hit by a car. But if you have been on it, what it means is we need to be able to get 10x further, 10x faster, with the same amount of pedal, the same amount of input, the same amount of people. So how does technology do that? And how does this relate to parts? So for us, we had to figure out where technology was fit and needed in parts, which starts with keeping the fundamental things that make parts go, like the relationships you have with your vendors, being on the go, being on the phone, getting out in front of emergencies, and tracking everything in your ERP system in one place. But automating away the suck, right? That's, I think, maybe Dave or Craig said here in the room earlier. Automating away the bad, the countless contacts that call, the countless check-ins, the countless data entry in every single parts transaction. So that's what we built Parts Up Pro, which means different things for different people. And what Parts Up Pro does for fleet managers, for many of you in the room, it's around maximizing visibility into everything going on so you're not caught firefighting on every single problem. So how do you catch problems before they happen? Whereas the parts managers in the room, how do you get out from the chaos? Get time back in their day so they can actually spend their time on where they're most impactful. While your mechanics, we don't want to bother them, so let's just have them click a button and move on for the parts that they need. While the vendors also play a critical piece too. So we had to build software to allow them to service you guys better as a customer with less cost to them so they can grow their parts business. So here is, Rachel only gave me 90 seconds to give you a demo, so I'm going to cram our entire product into a 90-second demo. So here we go. So requests can be made out in the field through the mobile app and by the desktop for those in the shop, or shared out a work order system. And they flow directly into your parts manager team here, or directly out to your local vendors that can support you. Your price availability all comes back in one place. You can make a purchase with a single click, and anyone that is relevant for this order is going to get notified. So collaboration and coordination between the fleet, the field, and the office is all seamless, as you can see here, all the way to the point of picking up the part, right? You guys were the first virtual team who had to communicate with folks all around the country to get this to go. Pick up the part, say any problems about the order, it notifies the vendor right away of that issue. And the benefit of having everything in one place is now when you go back in the office, you can spot, hey, there's an inaccuracy with the order, and go top down and drill into these problems. As well as having all the transactions in one place. So, as I show here in a second, I can't believe I'm ahead of my 90 seconds. When you finally get that phone call of someone barking at you saying, why is this machine still down? When are we getting this part back? That's on back order, and you can actually answer that call. Clap, yeah. I'm just kidding. So what happens when teams adopt this tool? So apologies ahead of time to David Miller because I put your face on the slide. The short-term impact is pretty dramatic and pretty instant. So we see dramatic increases in fulfillment time and the service you're getting from your vendors immediately, as well as parts cost saved immediately. And then long term, we've seen dramatic swings in wrench time, we've seen dramatic swings in equipment downtime, and the most important thing is dramatic swings in the happiness of your team who are trying to stay up in front of the chaos of every day. So again, I'm going to embarrass Dave because he's a humble guy and he'd probably kill me if I told him ahead of time. But Dave actually had time to now get his CEM test today. He's testing for this week because he didn't have time ever before because of the 50 phone calls he was getting a day. So I'm pretty proud about that, and I think this kind of speaks to how parts are at the center of this problem. But it extends far beyond parts, because ultimately where we're going and where we've hinted at in our focus group is your parts data should be your biggest asset. And what I mean by that is it gives us the ability to provide you guys the opportunity to add horsepower to your team. And we can do that in 4 ways. First, we can automate away the waste, like I was saying. Automate away the things that are sucking your team down when it comes down to parts so they can spend their time on the most important stuff. 2, we can actually inform decisions. We can actually tell you what parts to stock or what machines to fix to start to bridge that knowledge gap that you might have with your team. 3, we can actually get predictive with your ordering. So predictive parts is a reality now, and we can prevent work before they're happening and actually help you guys get to a preventive maintenance state. While 4, having everyone work together more seamlessly. So we're just getting a head start, but we already have 9,000 users across fleets across the whole country. We're working with over 1,000 vendors across the country. We're backed by the top construction tech investors in the country, led by Rick Ventures, which is part of the Bechtel family. And we're partnering with 3, and hopefully soon to be a couple more logos of some of the top work order systems integrated with our system today to plug and play across our organization. So with that, multiple ways to work with us or connect with us from here. My direct cell phone number and contact information is here. You can always book a demo to kind of dive into details a little further. Or you can just scan a QR code and start giving it a try if you like. But come find any 6 of us afterwards. Again, like I said, we were started here 3 years ago, and now they keep pulling us into more and more things. So there's lots of opportunities to find us. But with that, any questions?
Raise your hand if you have a question. Bring it up to you. I'm coming to you. It's like an obstacle course.
So I see on there you put the purchase order number. Is that billed still through the vendor, or is it billed through Gearflow?
Still the vendor. So we don't disrupt the billing relationship that you have with your vendors. If you need alternative options, there are options that you can do through us, but that relationship with billing remains with the vendors that you pricing about. Great. Well, if there's no more questions, please find us afterwards. Love to dig into the details.